to me, made a face, and gave the finger to me. I don't even know how you categorize that in the House of Commons.
I did see the member from Kingston make an objectionable sign to the opposition with his finger.
I admit that what the members are indicating that I did do, and I unreservedly apologize for displaying my frustration that way.
I am rising on a question of privilege concerning the offensive and unparliamentary gesture the Parliamentary Secretary to the Government House Leader made toward me last evening during private members' hour. The facts are well known already. Put bluntly, he gave me the finger. It is my belief, Mr. Speaker, that this constitutes a prima facie contempt and should be taken up by the House as such. Hansard shows the sequence of events and comments which led to the incident. During the debate on Bill C-311, the Violence Against Pregnant Women Act, I argued that the government had lost credibility on the matter of women's rights, in part because they have failed to stand up for the victims of Paul Bernardo. As you know, this killer and serial rapist targeted female teenagers and traumatized our nation. In my speech, I referenced a unanimous consent motion that the member from Niagara Falls brought to the House. The motion reads as follows: that the House call for the immediate return of vile serial killer and rapist Paul Bernardo to a maximum security prison, that all court-ordered dangerous offenders and mass murderers be permanently assigned a maximum security classification, that the least restrictive environment standard be repealed, and that the language of necessary restrictions that the previous Conservative government put in place be restored. In my remarks, I stated that the member from Kingston and the Islands was a member who denied consent. I did so because I was in the House when unanimous consent was asked for. I sat directly across from the member and heard him deny consent, as did many other House officers and members near me. I recognize that the member has every right to defend himself and can dispute me in the course of debate. However, his response went far beyond debate. He said, quote, "This member should apologize because she is lying right now," end quote. He then walked out of the House. This remark caused significant disorder. I immediately rose on a point of order to file my objection to his use of an unparliamentary term. The member returned during my remarks, where he proceeded to shout over me, making it difficult to express my point of view. He then offered a half-hearted and insincere apology. I say half-hearted and insincere because his next action was to make a face at me and give me the middle finger. At that point, he walked out of the House again. His aggressive gesture is representative of language that is strictly forbidden in this House. Many members saw this aggression, notably the member from Vancouver Kingsway and the member from Prince George Peace River, Northern Rockies, confirmed that they saw this action in their own points of order. I took the floor again to call for this member to be sanctioned in the strongest way possible, including being ejected from the House. The chair informed the House that he did not see the gesture in question and would review the tapes. That step is no longer necessary because the member from Kingston and the Islands returned to the House again, admitted that he had made the gesture, and then followed that by another insufficient apology for what he described as, quote, a display of frustration, end quote. He did not adequately take responsibility for his actions. He should apologize to me, to the chair, and to the House. In the circumstances, and upon some reflection on the matter, now that we are out of the heat of the moment, Mr. Speaker, I truly believe that with his misogynistic, bullying, and insults, the Parliamentary Secretary was trying to obstruct me from making and completing my speech.